Hi everyone, welcome back to my booktube channel. Today's video is my March TBR pile. Obviously I've sorted out a list of books that I would like to get through this month, but I am very much a mood reader, so it depends on how I'm feeling at the time whether I actually get to these books or not. I always set myself a list of books to read per month, but on average I probably read about half of them and then change my mind and read something different. It just depends what I'm feeling at the time. It's absolutely freezing here in England today. I've just done the school run, so I'm just sat with my cup of tea trying to warm up. Let me just take a minute to appreciate my new favourite mug. Beast is my absolute favourite. But yeah, so let's get into it. I'm going to start with my Kindle books, I think. The Kindle reads that I've picked for this month. So yeah, we'll start with them. First up we have What Did You Do by Janine O'Reilly, I think her name is. This is called the Infatuated Fae series. This is book 2. Don't know how well you can see that because of the light. The first one I read a couple of months ago. I randomly stumbled across it on TikTok. I was scrolling through and this video popped up of this girl who was really emotional. She had the book in front of her and I think at one point she slammed it down on the counter. I think at one point she might have thrown it. She was practically screaming, like jumping up and down. She was really emotional. So I watched that and I was like, oh my god, I need to read this book. I sent it to my best friend and was like, we need to read this. I don't actually think she's read it yet. But I finished the book that I was reading and I went straight onto it. Obviously, like I said, it's fae, so it's fairies. The girl, I'm pretty sure her name's Callie. She's a biologist and she's looking for I think it's a kind of moth. So a butterfly or a moth, I can't remember which one. But she's trying to track them to learn more about them and stuff because they're quite a rare species. And there's like I don't want to say an old crazy person because I feel like that's a bit mean, but there's an older man who is from in the area where she's moved to who helps her try and track them. And when she's out in the woods one day looking, she actually falls into the fae like underworld. There's like a ring of like little mushrooms and she falls into the middle, which is the portal to the underworld. And straight away she gets taken prisoner and the lord, like prince, accuses her of being a spy and like an assassin. And the whole time she's trying to like claim her innocence and she's just saying, I'm like a biologist, I don't know anything about your world kind of thing. And the lord starts to like fall in love with her. And I think she starts to fall in love with him as well. It's been a while since I read it, so I can't remember every like little detail. But then at the end, there is like a big twist, which I didn't see coming. So this What Did You Do only came out on the 28th of February. So I definitely need to read this month to find out what's going to happen, where it ends up. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. Book 2, we have The Teacher by Frida McFadden. I've only read The Housemaid and The Housemaid's Secret by her. I'm really looking forward to this one. It's her most recent one. It came out in February. This follows a woman who is a teacher, and in her school there's rumours of a student-teacher affair. But apparently the girl that's started the rumours, who it's about, she is known to be a liar. So I think this is the teacher trying to get to the bottom of the rumours that are going around. Haven't seen any reviews about it yet. I haven't seen nothing. I've tried to avoid them. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one. Lastly, for Kindle reads, we have Shallow River by H.D. Carlton. She's the author of Haunting and Hunting Adeline. I've just read Where's Molly by her as well. I've actually read all of her books apart from this one that are out so far. I absolutely love her. She is one of my favourite authors, hands down. I think she's great. She's not for everyone because her books are very dark. She is a dark romance writer, but for me personally, I absolutely love them. This follows a girl called River who escaped her hometown and moves to somewhere new. She ends up falling, well, I don't know if she falls in love, but she ends up getting a new boyfriend. And apparently he's meant to seem perfect to the outside world, but he's got like a few dark secrets himself. So I think his brother steps in to try and save River because he thinks that she needs it, but then it comes out that River doesn't actually need saving and she can handle everything herself. And then I think we get into her backstory and find out what's happened to her in her past from the hometown that she's originally from. So yeah, I am really looking forward to this. Like I say, she's one of my favourite authors. I absolutely love everything of hers that I've read so far, and yeah, I can't wait for the next series within Haunting Hunting Adeline. I don't know what it will be, I don't know when it will be, but I'm already so excited for that. I just can't wait. That's it for my Kindle books. All 3 of them are on Kindle Unlimited as well, if you have that and you're interested in reading them. They're all on Kindle Unlimited. First, on the physical books, we have The Last Letter by Rebecca Yarros. This is meant to be so emotional. I don't really know much about it, so I'm just going to read what the back says. It says, "One final letter, his last wish, go and be with her. Becca, if you're reading this, well, you know the last letter drill. You made it, I didn't. Get off the guilt train, because I know if there was any chance you could have saved me, you would have. I need one thing from you, get out of the army and go to Tellerud. My little sister Ella's raising the twins alone. She's too independent and won't accept help easily, but she has lost our grandmother, our parents, and now me. It's too much for anyone to endure and it's not fair. So if I'm gone, that means I can't be there for Ella. I can't help them through this, but you can. So I'm begging you, as my best friend, go take care of my sister, my family. Please don't make her go through it alone. Ryan." This, I've seen people are crying with literally within pages of being in the book. Like, literally. I did see a review a couple of days ago that said check trigger warnings, which is the first time I've seen that. I don't know if they're actually in the front of the book or not. Let's have a look. No, they're not in the front of the book. It just goes straight into I don't know why you can see that, but it just goes straight into letters. Obviously Rebecca Yarros is the woman who wrote Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. I'm yet to read them. I have them upstairs, they're on my TBR, but they're quite big books and they're quite daunting. I'm just literally getting into fantasy, as I've said, so they are on my TBR list to read soon. If you can hear that tapping noise, that's my dog. He's having a dream and he's having a bit of a twitch. Chansey! Chansey! There we go, he's having a dream, bless him. So yeah, The Last Letter. I love a good book that makes you cry. This is obviously going to be really emotional and I will probably be crying within like 5 pages, knowing me. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. Next up we have Powerless. This follows Payden and Kai, I think his name is. He's a prince. I think she's supposed to be a bit of a like pauper. I think it's forbidden love, forbidden romance kind of thing. They want to be together. I've heard that this is very similar to The Hunger Games. I've never read them books. I think I've only watched 2 of the films as well. How many films are there? 4 or 5. I think I've only watched the first 2 and I can't really remember them, to be quite honest. I remember like the concept of them, but I can't really remember them all that much. I love this cover. So this is by Lauren Roberts. This is obviously fantasy as well. This one, again, I've tried to avoid any kind of spoilers, reviews, anything, because I want to go into it with a complete open mind. I don't want to know anything about it. But yeah, this is actually my book club pick of the month as well. It was my turn to pick this month. Like, I do a little book club with my sister-in-law, her daughter, so my niece, and then my niece's best friend, where we all take it in turns to pick a book and we read it. So this was my turn to pick this month, and this is what I've picked. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one. I can't wait. This will probably be like, once I finish the book that I'm reading, this will be the next one. Next up we have Bride by Ali Hazelwood. This was actually, would have been my book club pick if I hadn't have picked Powerless. It was between these two, but I thought we'd go for Powerless because it's something a bit different to what I would normally read and what they would normally read as well. So obviously this is Ali Hazelwood's newest book. It came out in February, I think. This follows Misery. It's vampire and werewolf. It's marriage of convenience. She is the daughter of the most powerful vampire, and she is being forced to marry the alpha in the wolf pack. But it says that she has her own reasons to agree to this marriage. So she's obviously plotting something. It's a little bit different to Ali Hazelwood's normal books. They're usually just very science related. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. I do love like vampire and werewolf type books, but I haven't really read that genre in a really long time. That used to be like what I used to read when I was a teenager. Just vampires, werewolves, fallen angels, witches, just that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm looking forward to giving this a go, and I'm hoping it's good. Next up we have Betting on You by Lynn Painter. I've only read Better Than the Movies by her, which I read on Kindle Unlimited, probably early last year. It might have been the year before, can't remember when. It was a YA, but I actually quite enjoyed it. That was like Enemies to Lovers. I think this is the same. This follows Bailey and Charlie. It says they get trapped with each other for 10 hours and they basically don't get on. And then a few years later she goes to work at a new job. When she gets there, Charlie is one of her co-workers. So yeah, I haven't really heard much about this book. I know that quite a few people do like Lynn Painter though. Like I say, I really enjoyed Better Than the Movies. It was actually quite a good book for being YA. I don't know whether this is YA as well. I think it might be. But yeah, I think this is going to be a nice, quick, easy read, light-hearted, that kind of thing. Next up we have One Day by David Nichols. I've literally had this book since it was originally released. I think back in 2009, 2010, something like that. So 14, 15 years. And I have not read it before. That sounds really bad, doesn't it? I've had it for so long and I haven't read it. It follows Emma and Dexter, where they meet on their night of graduation and then they go their separate ways. And then I think they meet up once a year, every year after, for so long. Obviously it's just been turned into a Netflix series or film, I'm not sure which. So it is becoming quite popular again. So I thought maybe I should finally read it. Funnily enough, I was actually going to get rid of this not that long ago, but I'm so glad I didn't, because now the cover is obviously a movie release or series, whatever it is, I don't know. I did watch the film of this like years ago that come out with Anne Hathaway. I can't remember who the male lead was in that, and I can't remember if I enjoyed it or not. I don't remember it. It's been a really long time since I watched it. I think I watched that when it first all come out. But yeah, I think now is probably as good a time as any to like finally try and give this a go. If I try and get into it and I just can't, then I will probably just pass it on. You can tell it's old because you can see like the pages are yellowing. That's how long I've had it. But yeah, now is probably the time to finally give it a go, and hopefully I'll enjoy it, but we'll see. I think this is emotional as well. Also keep seeing on TikTok as people crying when they're watching the last, like, yeah, it is a series because they're watching the last few episodes and they're just sat in tears. So yeah, this will probably be me as I'm reading it, and then I'll probably go and watch the series and sit and cry as well. Last but not least, we have Red, White and Royal Blue. Again, I've had this for probably at least 2 years. I have tried to read it before, but which one is it? Alex, I think. He come off as just such a brat that I just couldn't get through like the first couple of chapters. I had to stop reading it because I just found him highly irritating. But this follows Alex and Prince Henry. Alex lives in the UK, obviously Prince Henry is British. I think that it's quite, I think there was a part where they had quite an open disagreement where a lot of the public saw it. So to keep up appearances, I think they have to try and become like best friends for like the eye of the camera. Obviously they're going to end up falling in love. I'm guessing it might be like a forbidden romance because I think they have to keep it secret. I am obviously going to try and get into this again, and I do hope that I do get into it because I know that quite a lot of people love this book. It's got really good reviews, but just them first couple of chapters with Alex, I just found him to be so infuriating. Like, he just seemed like such a brat, and I just couldn't get past that. But yeah, hopefully next time I try and read it I will get into it and I will be able to finish it, but we shall see. That is everything that I plan to read for March. Well, I say plan, it's what I'm predicting that I might read. I think I've picked 9 books. Yeah, that's right, I've picked 9 books. Whether all 9 will be in my March wrap up is a different story. Like I say, I'm very much a mood reader. There are some books in this pick though that I do really want to get to. They're quite high on my priority list, so I am hoping that I do get them finished this month. There will probably also be books in there that I haven't included that I do get to read in. Like I say, I'm very much a mood reader, it just depends on what I'm feeling at the time. There's a few books in here that aren't my typical go-to, like my typical genre, and that's part of the reason why I've added them, because I am trying to just branch out instead of just romance, because that's the main thing that I do tend to read. Well, romance and smut, they're the 2 things that I tend to read the most. So yeah, I'm hoping to branch out a little bit. I don't know which book I'm looking forward to the most. I'm just looking at them down here. I think probably Powerless. Maybe Powerless and The Last Letter. I'm also really looking forward to Bride. I really hope I enjoy that one. But yeah, that's it for today's video. If you've watched it all, if you stuck around, thank you, I do appreciate it. If you've read any of these books and you enjoyed any of them, please comment below and tell me which ones was your favourite, or if you want to read any of these, if you've got any on your March TBR that are the same, please let me know. But yeah, thank you. If you want to, please like and subscribe as well, and then I'll see you in my next video. Thank you.